What's up internet, Kevin here with TLD bringing you my full review of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Now while the game does share the namesake of Resident Evil and takes place in one of the most iconic settings from the series, it honestly plays almost nothing like what we've come to expect. Whereas normal entries in the series place an emphasis on survival, puzzle solving, and slower pacing with limited resources, Operation Raccoon City is a much faster paced action game that not only makes use of co-op, but also by giving players a much larger group of resources than usual. The main emphasis of the game is placed on having a team of 4 characters, each with their own unique set of abilities, and having players work together as these characters to clear out areas filled with tons of zombies and other series standard monsters. During the game's main campaign, players can play offline with AI teammates or online with friends and random players, and are tasked to run through 7 different missions that take them through Raccoon City, as well as referencing and sometimes giving new backstory to events that took place during that time. The flow of the game is very fast and has players killing enemies with a lot more efficiency than in past games, having each player equipped with a primary weapon like an assault rifle or shotgun, a sidearm, a knife for melee, a couple different grenade types, and one special ability chosen from a list of 3 for each character class. Players can also adapt in situations by replacing their primary weapon with one found during a mission, or even pick one up from a dead enemy. The controls do feel a bit loose at times, and the button mapping can be very frustrating. One of the biggest examples that really bothered me most of the time I was playing the game is that the A button is used to pick up items, but is also used for performing a dodge roll while running. So what ends up happening a lot of times is you'll be running away from zombies or running in search of ammunition or first aid or something you really need, you find it, you don't stop soon enough, and then you just dodge roll right past it and then into a group of angry zombies. It's really annoying and it happens very often, and the timing's always really screwy. Like even when you feel like you're stopping in time, you don't, and instead you dodge roll and bad things happen. Now the game does add a few special mechanics that does make it a little more interesting, one of my personal favorites being the ability to cause an enemy to bleed. If someone takes enough damage all at once, especially from melee attacks, they can begin to bleed out, which not only messes with their screen, but also attracts all nearby zombies to them. This is especially useful in the game's campaign mode, as it not only keeps zombies focused on living things that aren't you, but also causes them to group up in one place, making them an easy target for a grenade. After completing campaign missions and multiplayer matches, players are awarded experience based on their performance, which can then be spent on purchasing new weapons or unlocking and upgrading new abilities for their favorite class. Weapons vary from shotguns and sniper rifles to SMGs and assault rifles, each having their own advantages and disadvantages when facing certain types of enemies. No gun is just flat out good, and teams need to make sure that they actually choose a variety of weapons to fit situations at the time. As far as character classes go, each has 2 passive abilities that prove useful for their playstyle, like reduced reload times or increased movement speed. And each also has 3 different activatable abilities, though a player can only have access to one of these per match. Each one is different enough so that your character feels unique, but it can really suck if you invest a lot of time into just one character, because you're only allowed to have one of each during a match. So if someone else takes a character you like to play as, you're stuck with one of the other 5 characters that you've invested no points into. Now one of the biggest differences between this side game and the normal Resident Evil games is that this one does place a much larger emphasis on its multiplayer mode rather than its campaign mode. Matches play out a lot like the missions in the campaign mode, but with the one key difference of having 2 competing teams. Depending on what mode is being played, teams will compete by not only killing each other, but also by clearing out zombies and killing some of the more threatening ones, and can even use them to their advantage by using certain tactics like making an enemy bleed. Matches vary from standard deathmatch to more objective-based competitive modes, like collecting G-Virus samples or fighting your way to the last helicopter out of Raccoon City. And for the more diehard fans of the series, the game does offer a special Heroes mode, where the standard character classes are replaced by popular characters involved in Resident Evil 2 and 3, and the match ends once one team successfully kills all heroic members of the opposing team. Overall, the game is a fun distraction, but in the end is honestly a very forgettable experience. The main campaign itself takes less than a day's worth of serious playtime, and once you're done with that, the only thing the game really has to offer is its decent multiplayer mode, or people looking to get as many achievements as they can. The experience as a whole wasn't bad, and the game does show some promise once you start, but the amount of content is so limited that there just isn't that much to do after your first day or 2 of playing. Those of you looking for a fun, fast-paced zombie shooter may find this one worth it as a rental, or maybe even waiting for a price drop, whereas those of you that are long-term die-hard fans of the series may want to add it to your collection, but may not find yourselves very happy with the shift in gameplay. It's not that it's a terrible game, it's just that it's not a very long game that does very little to make it stand out in the long run. That's our review of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. If you guys haven't gotten a chance yet, make sure to check out our latest video, and if you want to be extra awesome, make sure to hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.